challenges. This man ain't lavender, we got the coke on the gas. If I'm too busy, I will end up calling you back. He a perky, we chop him in half. He in memory, drop him in laugh. He ain't living, he see with the dead. She know I'm mad and I got him mad, but she know a nigga got her living good. I don't like the brand, upgrading my swag, and they know a nigga still posting the hood. Chopper hit him quick and make him panic. Run on this bitch, I send a message.
Welcome to High Style Sundays. Y'all know what's going on. We're down here in 9 out of 10 condition sneaker boutique.
Yeah.
Got my guys here with me. Man, introduce yourself for everybody.
I'm Berto. I'm the shop owner. These are my guys, Nick, Cozy. These are my employees. We're here if you need us. We're here every day, 12 to 8, 12 to 6 on Sundays. You can follow us on Instagram, 9_10 condition MD. Again, I'll pop right back up. You know, we've been open 7 years strong. Just this past weekend, we celebrated 7 years of being open.
Sure.
It's a blessing. Everybody supporting us in the city. So, again, 9 out of 10 condition. If you ever need some heat, come on down.
Okay, I like that. This is one of the, I like these type of stores. It's like a culture control type of place.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
So for everybody that doesn't know, like, what you can get here and what you can do here, let them know.
I mean, we just cover everything, honestly. I mean, we have shoes, we have clothing, we have accessories. We deal with all brands, basically. I mean, we're a shop. I like to think that when someone walks in here, they know that they are gonna get a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You're not just gonna have just the hype stuff only. You know, you're not gonna come in here and just get just Dunks and Travises and Off Whites and stuff. You got a little bit of everything. Got some Jordans, got some Asics, some New Balance. You know, everything that you have here is gonna be something to fit everyone. You know what I mean?
Aside from that, like if people don't want to spend money to get a new pair, we even clean shoes here for real. You feel
Most
me?
definitely,
So,
most definitely.
yeah,
Again, like you said, it's about the culture. You know, it's not only about the sneakers coming in here, having a conversation with us. You know, about sneakers. You know, the sneaker connoisseur. This is the place for them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just a place you come here, buy a shoe, you leave. You know, we want to have a conversation with you. You know, have good customer service. You know, you want to make sure you come in here and you get what you need. Not only you get some shoes, you maybe get a T-shirt to match, maybe you get some accessories. You know, whatever. Supreme accessories that we have here, you know, Supreme is not that big anymore, but we still carry it. You know, people still love it. You know, you still get that stuff here. Again, with the apparel, we got Supreme clothes, we got Bape, we got Palace, we even got designer stuff. You know, we got designer shoes, we got designer clothing. You know, Montclair, denim, denim tier, whatever. What else? Dior. I mean, we got everything. You know,
whatever they looking for.
Yeah. It's exciting. And again, I mean, it's funny because I mean, when we opened up 7 years ago, the basis of this store, the reason why we named it 9 out of 10 condition back then 7 years ago, people dealt with a lot of pre-owned shoes. That was the wave, you know, that was the culture. Like it's better to go ahead and get a pre-owned shoe than a brand new shoe. And that's the reason why the store is named 9 out of 10 condition, because we dealt with a lot of more pre-owned. But nowadays things have changed definitely. Our pre-owned sneakers don't sell as much anymore. Now we're dealing mostly in brand new sneakers. You know, so like everything in the store entirely is pretty much like 95% new, 5% pre-owned now. We have very little clothing. We got very little shoes that are pre-owned nowadays. So sometimes I know it fucks with people in the head. You know, like you see a store named 9 out of 10 condition, you probably think everything is secondhand, everything is pre-owned or beat up and everything. We get that a lot for sure. But just so everybody knows, 9 out of 10 condition, we definitely actually have a lot more brand new than pre-owned stuff.
Gotcha. And you got a lot of important people stop by your store.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We've had some really cool, hate to say, celebrities. We've had some really good athletes come through.
Yep.
We've had amazing customers that have been supporting us since day one that come through, and we treat them just the same. You know what I mean? But again, yeah, we definitely had our share of I'll say high profile people that come into the store, even people that just Googled. Like I don't want to toot my own horn, but if you Google best sneaker store in Baltimore, our store comes up. I'm not even gonna hold you. And that's not cap.
Yeah.
I'll bet anybody money. Go ahead and Google best sneaker store in Baltimore, and our store comes up first. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you have a store here in Baltimore. You have one in Texas.
Yes, we do. We've been open 1 year, a little over 1 year now, in our Victoria, Texas location. My son runs that store. He lives out there, and my kids live out there, and everything with my ex, and he runs that store for me.
Yeah,
we've been open a year and a half now. Yep. Definitely, we opened up January 1st of last year, so it's already June. So definitely a year and a half.
And I feel like you guys got that community sense here too, because I mean I know you big with the community.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah, most
raffles,
definitely.
you give away free shoes. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
all
we
the
work with a
time.
nonprofit organization also.
Yeah.
It's called Kids Dreams United. You feel me?
okay.
People come in here and donate shoes. Sometimes there's a situation where people come in here to sell the shoes and you're not in the top or tippy top condition. You feel me?
Yeah.
You could donate them here. Like I said, we clean shoes. We even give away shoes sometimes if you tune into our Instagram page.
Yeah,
That's
we
big.
do
That's big.
massive giveaways. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Like, I know, I know, we live in a day where social media is king, and everybody wants to show off.
Right.
I call it showing off,
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people, doing giveaways and showing them posts. I'll be honest, a lot of our giveaways won't even post on it because it's not even about like getting like
Yeah.
notoriety about it.
Straight
We
story
we
post,
we
24
just
hours.
we just give we give free shoes away on a lot. Like kids that have straight A's, kids that need it. I mean, people that come in and you seem like they can't afford something and they're got something on their feet that ain't looking right. And there's a little kid. We'll go ahead and give them some stuff. It's not really about posting it on the gram all the time. Sometimes they post it, so we're reposting and stuff like that. But it's funny when I'm not sure if so many people know how much we do for the community over here. So
Okay. We're gonna get into that a little bit.
yeah, for
But
sure.
why in Baltimore? Why start a sneaker store? Like, what was
It
your
definitely needed it. I mean, we were like I said, we've been open 7 years. My first location was actually in Towson.
okay?
Okay, it was in a little tiny spot in Towson, right around the mall over on Allegheny Avenue. We actually were hidden. It was in a cut, like in an alleyway. The only way you knew about it is basically word of mouth or social media. You know what I'm saying? That's 7 years ago. It was very tiny though. It's probably, I'll be on the sales floor, it's probably the size of this little area we're in right now. Yeah, and then we had a back room where all the sneakers were again small, same size. We outgrew it. In 6 months of being open, outgrew it. Had way too much inventory, couldn't even hold it.
Okay.
I had to find another location. The other location I found was actually in Pigtown on Washington Boulevard. I moved there month 8 of being open.
Okay.
I had a year lease in Towson. From 8 to 12, 4 more months, I had to pay double rent because I couldn't we couldn't
Needed
be in
more
business.
space.
We needed more space. Couldn't have business in Towson anymore. So we moved to Washington Boulevard. Ended up having my first employee. I did all by myself, Then I got my first employee, which ended up being my nephew actually. He opened up the store with me in Washington Boulevard. We stayed there another year, maybe year and maybe a month or something.
Okay.
Outgrew that spot, and then we ended up moving here. I always wanted to have my store in Baltimore City because again, 7 years ago, there weren't stores like this here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a store I think in Laura that I knew nothing about until after we opened. The owner came and visited me and everything. There was another store. All the other stores were like closer to DC and everything, right? So when I opened up, I was pretty much the only one. I go, I want to be in Baltimore City. This is what we need. This is where the culture is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
where the culture
Like you were
is.
saying earlier, we got to build the culture. So that's why we
Gotta move
select the
forward.
type of brands that we have in our store. Like, I mean, sad to say, but right now we carry a lot of brands that they want. But I feel like we can build the culture also by putting certain brands that we think people might grow onto. You feel me?
I was gonna say too that I think Berto trusts us because like I think all of us have good taste,
Yeah, definitely.
and I think customers come in here and they see us and they probably trust like our taste and like
Our judgment,
even if
definitely,
like for example like somebody might not like how I dress, they'll like how Nick dresses or how Berto dresses.
Yeah, definitely.
There's something for everybody here. That's why I feel like we are very big on individuality.
Everybody here is into the culture. Everybody here is into fashion. Everybody's into sneakers. Everybody works here. So if like you said, everybody has their own little taste and everything. So when a customer comes in, one of us is definitely gonna help you out.
Sure.
And then if we can't, we're gonna joke around about it until we can. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's how it is. Again, it's the culture about it. So we're gonna make sure the customers here is always either happy, laughing, or get what they need. And honestly, at the end of the day, if we can't get them what they need, we've done it many times. We're like,
Plenty
you know
times.
what? This is what you're looking for. This is where you can find it. Here you go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, at the end of the day, we're just making the customer happy.
Okay. And for you two, now what attracted you guys to want to even work here and stay here and now? grow
Me,
the
man,
company?
I'm the best boss ever.
So I start first. Crazy thing is, I wasn't even attracted to working here.
Yes.
The job kind of attracted me.
Okay.
And like, I mean, it's not family, but this probably the closest thing I got to family that's not family right now. I'm Berto, you feel me? Like, it's damn near like a brother / father to me right now. Teach me stuff about life, teach me stuff about just everything for real, you feel me? But basically, I was working at Amazon.
Okay.
Nothing was going bad. And one day I got like a 30-day notice saying like that I had to do everything on a clean slate. I had to wear my mask for every delivery. Like probably I want to say 10 days after the 30-day notice, I got off-boarded, so I couldn't work for Amazon no more. But prior to that, when I first got the 30-day notice, I started hanging out with the kid that worked here. He moved to LA now, but basically I went to high school with him. I started hanging out with him over the summer, and he was telling me he was moving for real. And I just used to fuck with him before I lost the Amazon job. Like, I'm gonna take your job. I'm gonna take your job for real. You feel me? Then I really got fired from Amazon. And crazy thing is, like I said, I never wanted to work here. I've shopped here before in the past, but the day that he put up the hiring post, I was here before the store even opened, sitting on the bench waiting for him to get here. And
That's big. That's big.
I feel you feel me like I'm just a person that you got to be on time for everything. If not, get there early.
Yeah.
So started working here. I'm 100% sure. Like I knew him from working at Foot Locker before I started working here, and by me being the first person here the day that he posted the post, I just knew I was gonna get the job. I was gonna do what I needed to do to get a job, and I'm here today. For sure.
Yeah. I think well, I've always been into sneakers and like fashion in general, and like this was like I was a customer before I was an employee, so it's like I would always be in here, and like I've known Berto for years since the Towson spot, and I mean during that time when I first started, I was just have left Finish Line, and the reason I left is because management there turned very bad, and I just wasn't like fucking with it anymore. So then I was just like, all right, like every job I've ever had before is because I did not like fuck
Tell
with
him
the
that
manager.
too. Where y'all both come from?
Oh yeah, Finish Line. We both came from Finish Line, but but we worked at different times. So I'm pretty sure we had the same district manager.
Yeah, I mean, his manager at the time, I trained him to become a manager. I mean, a few of his managers, I've trained them.
Yeah.
Before when I worked for Finish Line, I was a store manager trainer. So, I mean, everyone he knows. I mean, I knew him when he worked there too.
Yeah.
But everyone that he worked for and worked with, I knew too. It's that,
Yeah, and
same man.
I think I've always had like the knowledge for it. Like even though I don't wear like, there's some stuff that I don't wear anymore. I've always been like very into it. So like, if anything, I'll help people out with like, oh, like this came from this came from this. You probably run laps around me with knowledge, but like I think I can hold my own.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
Definitely can. Like I said, everybody here is very heavily into fashion, and that's one of the, like I would say, job requirements. So I mean, know what you're selling. Basically, it's the best way to help a customer out. Because if you don't know what you're selling, if you're not into the culture, if you don't know nothing about shoes, you don't know nothing about fashion, you don't know nothing about clothing brands. I mean, when a customer asks you like, "Hey, can I get a Jordan 1?" and you give them a Jordan 10, here you go. It's gonna look stupid. You know what I mean? So you definitely need to know your stuff, and these guys definitely know.
I think also like on a personal level, I know if like I was around like my bottom dollar, I know Berta will help me. Like I can feel that vibe from him, where it's just like he's like a very people person. Even though like he's all tatted up and everything, he might look intimidating to some people, but at the same time, it's like he's a sweetheart. You know what I mean?
Body art, man. This ain't intimidating. It's
Nah,
body
I'm
art.
just saying
That's all it
like,
is.
he looks like a tough guy, but he's a nice
See,
guy.
Cozy, you feel me?
Gotcha. I feel like this isn't even a job anymore for you guys.
No, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like high style, this is a lifestyle right here. You feel me?
I'm a firm believer. If you don't love your job, you're not gonna want to go to work every day, and it's gonna be fucking trash.
Sure.
That's one thing I ended up regretting when I started when I almost ended my career with Finish Line. I just didn't like going to work anymore. I told myself I wanted to open my own store, and ever since then, it's been love. I don't go to work every day. I come to my second home. You know what I mean? So definitely like that for sure.
What opportunities would you say like this store has opened up for you?
For me, it's just about the people. I mean, I've met so many great people working here, and that's the customers, and also in business wise, things that I blossomed into doing. Like I said, not only do I own these two stores into real estate as well, and I've met people help me out with that. I do Airbnb as well. Again, it's the more you know, the more people you know. They start to, you're whoever you align yourself with, whoever you hang out with, tells a good story of who you are. So me, the people I've met since I've opened the store here, and again, I'm not from Baltimore. I moved here in 2011. This is home now, and I know some people might not treat me as a Baltimore person, you know, and everything. But this is home for me now, and the people I've met since I've moved here, has been nothing but love. You know what I mean? I'm originally from Chicago. You know what I mean? So again, it's just the people I met along the way that made me blossom into the person I am today. Definitely.
What I feel like this still open up for me is like I understand like relationships with people or like how people are, but here just let me just show me more because it's not as big of a store like a Foot Locker or a Nordstrom's or Zara, and I just get I read vibes easily. You feel me?
Gotcha.
And this just showed me like who's really there for you. People can be just smiling in your face just to try to get a deal or little shit like that for real. But it like I don't know why, but it just feel like the role I play in the store is almost like people expect a certain thing from me for real when they walk in the store versus when they see me on social media. Like social media is social media. Like even in the reels and stuff, I act differently than I really act in person for real. Some of the stuff I act how I really act in person, but people expect a certain thing from me, and it's just like you see me on social media, but you come in here and just think that it's gonna be a whole nother thing when it's like I'm not even on that type of time for real. I'm like Berto said, like I'm coming in here to get to know you as a person, but at the same time keep it on the business side. Like at the end of the day, I'm here to work and sell you the product that's in my store. But I want you to get the best experience at the end of the day also. So I want you to come back. Like that's how I used to be with Foot Locker. If I sell you something, the goal is to get you to come back next time. Oh yeah, I gotta go see him. Gotta go to that store.
That's the word right there, experience.
Yeah.
You know, we always want to make sure the customer has a great experience coming in here.
Definitely.
I'll be honest. I mean, when I first opened up, I was like, man, someone comes in and don't buy nothing gold and leaves without nothing. I not take it personal, but I'm like, fuck, you know, what could I have done? You know, nowadays I just want to see everybody happy. I want to see when they walk in, and this happens a lot. Even we've been open 7 years, still happens to this day. For the first time, someone walks in the door, like, wow, this fucking store is awesome.
Oh, I didn't know this was here.
I didn't know this was here. This is awesome. Oh my god.
I think I said that
you know,
first time I
there's
came
so
in.
many people that said that, and that right there puts the biggest.
That's what you
grin
said
on
though. The first time I remember because that's the first day I met you with Cash, for real, right? Yeah.
The first time whenever I hear that, my grin is like, oh my god, thank you very much, I appreciate it, because that's the goal. When I opened up the store, I wanted to make sure everybody came in here and just went wow, you know. But from the first time that I opened up the first store and the way I decorated that store to how I have the store now, I mean, how a shoe is real or fake, and they want to open up a sneaker store, you know, to those people, you shouldn't be opening up a sneaker store. You know what I mean? Someone that all his whole life worked at a restaurant. Don't get me wrong, work at a restaurant is fine. It's a great job to have. It gives you, you know, gives you character. It gives you knowledge of that industry. But you can't just go ahead and work at a restaurant in your life, have no knowledge of, let's say, sneakers or clothing, or even selling diamonds on watches. You know what I mean? I think if anybody opens up their own business, whatever that business is, you have to have knowledge of that. You need to have a passion for it, because if you're doing it for money, it's never going to work out. It's definitely never going to work out. And that's my point of view on things. You know?
Like we were saying,
if you're doing it for money, if you're doing it for money, you're not going to be successful.
Okay. I like that.
The money will come. Don't get me wrong. The money will come, but you gotta have knowledge for it.
Okay.
It's a bigger vision.
Yeah.
You gotta have a vision for it.
Okay. Do you have any last words, any shout outs, anything you want to say, anybody? Anything we can look forward to? I know there's always like the Saturday steals and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's gonna be
shout out to the customers.
Yeah, just shout out to the customers, everybody that supports us. Because again, like without you guys, without our customers, we wouldn't even be here. There's a customer that came in today. He's in the military. He actually, I follow him on my Instagram and all that stuff. You know, I like to say he's a very good friend, acquaintance now. Ever since he started shopping me years ago, him and his wife. They came in today. They were stationed in Hawaii, and they just now started. You know, they just moved back here. And they come in today, and he's like, "Wow, this store is amazing. You're doing a good job. It looks great. Blah blah, right?" And just that from them saying how the store looks and them coming back, it's just for me. It's just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like,
crazy thing is, he walked in, he was like, "Yo, my man's Berto at, yo." I'm like, he probably in the bathroom. So he's like, "Man, go get him out the bathroom. Go get him out the bathroom."
The relationship that you have with the customers, you know what I mean? Like that they come back. That's everything, you know what I mean? So like, I mean, I'm kind of off of where I'm going with this and everything, but basically, you know,
Rosie lit over there. Look at
Shout out La Boca. Shout out Change of Heart. one colorway
Well,
is meant to be.
basically, what I'm trying to say is, customer is everything. Without them, we wouldn't be here. One thing that he said when he walked in, he said, "I'm glad that you survived, COVID and all that shit." And a lot of businesses didn't. You know what I mean? I like to think that I planned ahead. When that shit happened, and that's why we're still open and everything. There's definitely been some times around that time I was like, "Fuck, I might have to close." And that's me not even getting loans from the government. You know what I mean? I didn't do none of that stuff. PCP, whatever, PPC loan, all that shit. I didn't do none of that. I was just blessed to be able to stay open. And again, that's what I was going with it. When he came in, he's like, "I'm glad to see that you survived COVID. You're still open and all that stuff." And again, it's 7 years strong. Things like that is just great. Yeah.
And before we wrap up, I gotta ask you guys this. I can't believe I asked already. Each one of you guys, what's your favorite pair of shoes?
I have many.
I know it's probably hard for you.
I think mine's a tie between either the original Tom Sachs or the Fragment one, like the original Fragment one.
Okay.
Mine's gonna be probably like Cement Force. Those are like that's my favorite shoe.
Okay.
Definitely.
I was gonna say honestly, me my favorite is probably like the bread toe one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it better than Chicago's. I like it better than bread ones. Bread toe.
Okay.
If I'm being more realistic, White Cement 3 is my favorite shoe, but that was my grail. Like the Fragment 1, I don't know if I'll ever get it, but maybe one day.
You gonna get it?
What's the hardest shoe for you guys to find?
The ones I just said, that's my
Paris Dunk.
Okay.
You ain't finding no Paris Dunk.
you are. Yeah, you are.
Oh, my bad.
No,
Forgot.
That's my answer. Actually. White Cement 3 favorite, hardest to find, but I really want Fragment 1. That's my answer.
Paris Dunk.
I mean, when you say hard to find, I mean, there's a lot of shoes out there that are definitely hard to find shoes. It just really depends on.
We got something here that's hard to find, literally.
Or you're telling us what's the hardest find we ever found for a customer, things like that. It's definitely a large, array of shoes out there that's definitely hard to find. But nothing's like off limits. You can always find the shoes. It just depends on if you're gonna pay for it.
Gotcha.
What you asking us that? I mean, people come in here. There's gonna be some stuff that they've never found.
Yeah.
So, like we said, it could be just the experience sometimes. Like, come in here, 1123 Light Street, come check out our inventory. It's shoes that people never seen in here before, or don't know about.
There's definitely some bangers in here that, you probably would think that you would never even be able to hold in hand. We got a pair of, Nike SB, What the Dunks here. That's a shoe brand new. It goes for anywhere between like $20,000 to $50,000. There's some Kanye Bapestas in here right now. There's some What the LeBrons, MVPs. That's something that a lot of people have not even had a chance to hold in their hand. I mean, we've had Jordan Dior ones. We've had Air Mags in the store before. Those hard to find shoes. We've had them or have them. You know what I mean? So. Again, when you say hard to find, I mean, there's definitely some, like I said before in the beginning of this interview, there's something in the store for everyone. There's a pair of New Balance sitting over there. There's some Jordan 1 sitting over there. Some Nike Dunks. There's some Crocs. There's even some
Air Monarchs.
There's some Air Monarchs. There's some there's some Chuck Taylors.
Okay,
low tops and high tops over there. There's something for everyone. That's not something. When I opened up the store originally, I wanted to make sure when you walk into the store, you have options.
Okay.
And that's one thing when you walk into the store, you're definitely going to have options. You're not just going to come in here and be like, see Dunks on the whole wall and be like, I don't even want Dunks right now. I want some J's. I want some New Balance. And you got, there's sometimes you go into some of these sneaker stores and that's all you see.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm definitely proud of, that we have actually options in here for customers.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys.
And I appreciate
It's
you.
a great store. We're down here. What's the address again for everybody?
1123 Light Street. It's in Fed Hill.
Y'all know 1123 Light Street,
Baltimore, Maryland.
Shout out to High Style Sundays. Shout out to Boca Tequila for sure.
Shout out. Change Our Heart coming out at midnight. If you want, stream that. Cozy Chris.
Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Change Your Heart. Just look it up. Change Your Heart.
We got a lot going on in here. That's all.
And again, appreciate you coming in.
You
even
guys
talking to us.
Part of the culture, big culture here in Baltimore. So
Appreciate it.
a lot of top, high-profile names that stop in here and get their drip from here. So this is definitely the spot to be at.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate you guys once again.
For sure.
It's High Style Sundays. Y'all keep tuning in.
Appreciate it.
I want is the head, we getting money like yeah. I sold a bunch of the yes, it got me right out of the red. My pockets big as hell, like I swap jeans with the reds or something. Get a whole 100 racks out the hood, you probably go fat or something. Before I made it, I was on West Side, I was born. 100 pounds of the strum, put 100 rounds of the drum.